Good morning, guys. This is gonna be short. All right, so give me a second. We're gonna talk about trust. So, trust in the Lord, and so I'm gonna use a couple verses. Okay, and Psalm 118, verse 8 says, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." Right? And in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path." That verse, that last part of the verse that says direct your path, also goes to Proverbs 16:9. And I love this verse because it's the foundational verses of my life and how it got me to where I'm at now. So Proverbs 69 says, "A man's heart devises his ways, but the Lord directs his path." The path that leads to life, right? So that's exactly why we need to trust in the Lord and not in man, because the Lord always keeps his promises. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. But man, we tend to change, we can say, yeah, you can trust me today, but then tomorrow that same person switches up, and then that's how you lose trust with another person. And then you're gonna start telling them like, "Oh bro, I trusted you, but you did that behind my back," or whatever the case may be. So in everything we do, don't put your confidence in man or trust people easily, but trust God in everything. You put your I guess mind to it. But also, in my last video talking about the mind, take every thought captive and submit it to God. I believe that's 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5 says, "Take every thought captive and submit it to God." And in Proverbs chapter 4:26 it says, "Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways." So just wanted to share these verses with you guys. I was on my sister's live a couple minutes ago, and a good friend of mine and classmate wanted me to share a verse. I guess because everybody is, or him and another sister was already at work, and everybody else were asleep. But he asked for a verse, so yeah, I pretty much share that. Also, before I end this, if anything happens at work or anywhere, everywhere you go, and you deal with people, whether they're customers or clients or patients or coworkers or colleagues or your boss or your kids or your cousins or your spouses, meditate on this. And this is very helpful, especially when we say we love others. I say I love you, and when I say I love you, I don't mean like, if me telling you, it's not like I really like you, no, but not in that sense. But yeah, I love you, out of heart, and with no malice behind it. Yeah. So it'll be 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 8, and this is King James. So in King James, love is the word for love is charity here. So it says, I'm just going to use the word love, but verse 4 says, "Love suffereth long," or love is patient. Yeah. "Love suffereth long and is kind. Love envieth not, vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether they be knowledge, it shall vanish. So, that's King James. Now, let me go use the NIV. NIV version of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8 says, Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, and God is love. Remember how it says it keeps no record of wrongs? So that goes with forgiveness, right? And in the beginning of chapter 13, it says, give me a second. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. So, when it says keep no record of wrongs, that's forgiving. When you forgive somebody, it's love. Love and forgiveness are intertwined with each other. Because when you forgive somebody, you don't forgive them for them. You forgive them for you. You know, even though they did something wrong, when you forgive, you love them so much that you love yourself. That's how much you love yourself. Like it says, love thy neighbor as yourself. So if you love your neighbor as yourself, then you have to do the same with forgiveness. Because if you forgive somebody but also have a grudge, then there's no love there. Get what I'm saying? So when you do forgive whoever for whatever it may be, make sure that it's love. Because if it's not love and you're just saying it and you don't mean it, there's no meaning behind it, then you're just breaking yourself, And I have to learn this the hardest way, especially going through a relationship, a tough one, and I've never been in a long relationship. You know how they say, if you love them, let them go. Yeah, and like and if they come back, it was meant to be. I actually use it different. I let them go because I love myself. I forgive them as I forgive myself, as much as how I love them, just as I love myself. I don't keep no record of wrongs. Yeah, we were both in the wrong at some point, but we grow. We cannot look in the past. Just like Lot. Remember when they left Sodom and Gomorrah? The Lord said, do not look back, because you'll turn into a pillar of salt. Exactly what she did. So let's not look back to our former ways, but keep our focus on God. So I hope this video helps whoever it is out there going through some rough patch with trusting. And put your trust in the Lord. Forgive whoever and show love. Okay. Aloha. Yes.